Okay, my name's Jim Reese. I'm with in our technical services section, so I'm just going to show some parts of our website that pertain to the topics discussed today. Hopefully it can be helpful to you. So I'm going to close some of these windows here. Okay. So is that where people can see it? All right, we'll start with that. So searching for a water right, just right there on our home page, you can click the search button and search for water right number. I just got some notes here. So, and Teresa, there is an explanation of what some of these characters mean that Teresa had alluded to on this page here. Describe how the different numbers are formatted. But so I'm going to search for this water right. Okay. We've talked about this a little bit. I want to go show a little bit about the scanned documents here. So just going to do that. First of all, by default, when you come in here, the documents are not sorted in chronological order. They're sorted by the order that they were included in this particular folder. But you can sort by date. A word of warning is that occasionally, so older documents were scanned one page at a time. There's one entry per page. Newer documents, PDFs that we have, they multiple pages. So occasionally, as I'm pointing out here, there's a well log and then a well log page 2. Occasionally the date for page 2 has not been entered. So when you sort by date, some of those page 2s and things can get out of order. So just so you know. So we have that option. We can sort by date. We have this quick view here that allows you just to quickly move from document to document. We have the option to create a PDF of all the documents, and that will go through and just add what document after document. I'll do that, and that takes a little bit of time, so I'll let that go for a little bit. Let's see, this please index button here, there are a few document folders, as we call them, where there are documents, but there's no information describing what the documents are, or maybe some of it is partially missing. You can click this button, please index, and that will move that document folder to the top of our list to complete that. That's just an ongoing effort, and so if there's one that you are needing, you can click that button and that'll move it to the head of the list. Let's see here. Next to each document, there's this icon. You can click on that. If you come across a document that's not legible, you can click that, and we can try to rescan it. It may be that the document itself is of poor quality, but we can try to get a better quality image. And if you want to just download the document to your hard drive, you can click this download button, and then of course you can click on any of these links to see the document. Let's see, this track folder button. If we click on that, that takes us to our tracking program. If you're not familiar with that, you can come in here and you can register for an account. If you already have an account, you enter your email and password, and this will put this document folder on your list of water right numbers that are being monitored. And the way this works is, if a new document is placed on that folder, in other words, something's happened with that water right, you'll get an email notification. So if there's particular water rights of interest, you can be notified when things change. Your own water right, your neighbor's water right, whichever you're interested in. So I'm going to come back here, and so I generated this PDF, and it tells me if there are any documents in there for some reason that could not be included in the PDF, because we do actually store occasionally some audio clips and things like that. They'll be listed here, and then the rest of them are here. And so we've got this nice big PDF file. It's got everything in it. Okay, so, all right. So that covers everything with the scan documents. Now also, Eric kind of hit on this. We can, when we've looked at a water right, we can go to this, click on the map view, and that'll take us to our map viewer. And what that does is actually within our map viewer, we have this search tab, and that actually performed the search for the water right we were looking at. You can see the points of diversion and the place of use is sort of associated with that water right. So that particular, you can expand that to get some more information about it. There's a place where you can download a KML file for if you want to use this information in Google Earth. Click on more information, that'll actually take you back to where we came from with on the WR print program. So there's lots of things you can search for here, and one of those things is a use group. So I'm actually just going to remove this from the list for right now. And for use group, you could search by the group number, but oftentimes that's not what we know. We know the water right number, so I'm going to search for that same water right that we were looking at. And that's going to give me the place of use for the use group associated with that water right. If this water right had more than one use group, I'd get an entry for each one of those in this table of contents. Let's see here. So I'm going to, let's see, let's search for one more use group to show. So I'm going to search for another water right. This water right's near the other water right. And you see that came up, and it came up with a different color, and it's actually, some of it coincides with the other group. I can come in here and I say I don't like that orange color, I can make it blue. I can turn it off and see the other one, turn it back on. The one that is searched for last is the one that shows up on top, so I'm just going to copy that group number and search for it. It's going to come up in whatever color, and it comes up on top. Okay, so that's how you can kind of visualize some of the water use groups on our mapping tool. Some other features of this map is, there's lots of layers we have. I can turn on points of diversion, and there's points of diversion in this area, and you can click on these and get more information about those. And then there's lots of layers, and then we have this show more layers button, and there's even more layers that can be added. Some that I want to show right now are this historic imagery that we can add. Okay, so I'm going to turn off points of diversion. And what that does, so any of these you can expand them, and it gives kind of a legend, and you can, there's also a slider to, that's not, let me go back to the search and I can demonstrate that. All these, with this slider you can kind of, well, that's no good. Let me just turn that one off for a second. There, you can kind of see, so if it's in the way, you can do that. So let me just get rid of that guy too. And so back to the historical imagery. We got the legend here. So I can click on one of these points on the map, then represent these. So I can click on this point, and it will give me a preview of the image, and I can, let me just move there. So I can download a preview of the image, and and stuff. But if you want to get the full resolution image, you'll have to go to the source, which in this case it's USGS. And then, but of all those 3 layers, the USDA layers you cannot get a preview for. So if I click on one of those, they don't offer those out on the web. So, but it does give you all the information you would need to go to the USDA office and retrieve that image from their files. Okay. So the last thing I want to move over to. Okay. Map images?
Hydrographic survey maps.
Oh, hydrographic survey maps. Yes. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. Yes. So let me get back to my. So I need to add those. We have a layer for the boundaries and for the maps. And I'm just going to get those out of the way. Oops. Turn those back on. So the boundaries layer is just a simple polygons that show where we've got maps. I can zoom out. So these are places in the state where we have a map that's available to view. So if I zoom back in and actually turn on the map, you get a maps, and most of the time you got to zoom in pretty far to get those to show up, but then you can do that. So I could search for let's turn my water use group back on, and I can zoom to it so that there, and I think I bring it back up. You can see where that's at on top of a hydrographic survey map. Okay. And are there any more questions on? I'm going to move over to one other thing on our website. So if there's any questions about the map, while I'm here, I can show anything. Okay. So the other thing we wanted to show is where you get to the declaration of beneficial use forms and the apportionment forms. Just on our home page, there's a application and forms button. And under miscellaneous applications is both the declaration of beneficial use form and application to apportion beneficial use amounts. Okay, so, and I have a couple minutes, I can show you kind of how this works. So I'm just going to use that same water right we've been looking at. I type in the water right. One thing I can do is click on this declaration summary table, and that will give me a table of the water use groups associated with this water right and all the water rights associated with any of those water use groups. A big table so that you can see where the different uses are and how they're connected between this water right and other water rights. That might help you. So you click the button, get the group number. So in the case where you have water right has several water use groups, that could help you identify which group you're actually trying to deal with. So, but once you select a group, then you click Generate Declaration Form, and that will create a PDF document with the information associated with this water right, and then signature blocks for all the owners of the water rights in this water use group. And in this case, some of the information is already populated because these would be blank in your case. This has already been done for this water right, but they would be blank, so you have the appropriate blanks to fill out, and then you know which signatures you need to get to then file that. And then, so then going back here, and then the application to apportion. works the same way. So, and that's all I was going to cover. If there's any other questions about the website or anything, I can answer those, or I'll turn it back to Teresa for, I don't know, any other questions.
Thanks. So I do appreciate everybody coming to participate in this training. Hopefully we got over that little hump of not being able to explain this topic very well. And I did want to take just a minute. There were 6 public professionals that met with me to kind of help understand, because I felt like understanding this topic from how the public views it would be helpful, and they were extremely helpful in pulling together this presentation. And that Van King participated in that, Lee Sim, Jeff Giddens, Emily Lewis, who had left, Scott Clark, and Danny Sempernich. And I truly appreciate that they were willing to take the time to do that. Did I get all of you? Yes, I did. So thank you, you guys, for helping to kind of give me some information to do that. And there's a lot of information on our website. You know, when I had asked Jim to do the hydro, you'll find this map on that hydro. So all of the Weber Decree maps are now on there. You can zoom in, look at them. So we're getting better, but we still got a lot of improvements. And Eric made it sound like our database has complete errors everywhere. No, not as bad as he thinks. He just has the worst ones. So hopefully we are better. But thank you for coming, and hopefully you found it valuable. Just 2 other things. We are going to continue into next year doing some trainings. The next one will be in February, and it will cover recharge recovery. And it will be a presentation by our office and also environmental quality. So look for that to get posted. Love to have you guys come out for that. And then housekeeping, those of our regional offices that are participating remotely, if you could just do a live chat to Paul to let him know that you think everything worked for you, that would be great. And that's it. Thank you, guys. you.